5 things doctors urge people over 70 to stop doing immediately for a longer, healthier life. There comes a season in life when the pace naturally slows. The world around us might still rush by, but inside, we begin to measure time differently. Not in hours or tasks, but in quiet mornings, shared laughter and the grace of simply being. For those who've crossed the threshold of 70, every moment carries a certain weight, a softness, a wisdom earned through seasons of giving, losing, waiting, and becoming. And yet, longevity is not just about adding years to life, but life to those years. That's why doctors and geriatric experts have identified a few simple yet powerful habits that older adults should consider letting go of, not as a loss, but as a return to what truly matters. A letting go that is, in truth, a holding on to health, to clarity, to peace. These aren't harsh prescriptions or sudden changes. They are gentle reminders, like a kind friend placing a hand on your shoulder saying, perhaps it's time to rest from this. Perhaps you don't need to carry this anymore. As the old saying goes, you don't stop living because you grow old. You grow old because you stop living. In this guide, we'll walk slowly, step by step, through the 5 key things doctors quietly but firmly advise their older patients to stop doing, so that they may continue not just living longer, but living better. These stories may change the way you see life. Don't forget to subscribe before we begin. Stop ignoring subtle health changes. The body whispers before it screams. A quiet ache is not always a quiet thing. At a certain age, it becomes easy, perhaps too easy, to explain things away. The knees creak when you get out of bed. Old bones, you smile to yourself. You forget where you put your glasses. Typical me, you chuckle, even though it wasn't so typical 5 years ago. There's a weariness that seems to cling to you lately, like fog that doesn't lift even after your morning tea. It doesn't feel serious. It doesn't feel urgent. So like most people over 70, you brush it off. You tighten the blanket around your shoulders. You move on. But doctors say, don't, not anymore. The body changes, but it also warns. Growing older means your body changes. It's a natural part of life, but there's a difference between natural changes and neglected warning signs. Dr. Elaine Morrison, a geriatric specialist with over 30 years in the field, puts it this way. The elderly don't always get the loud symptoms. They don't get the crushing chest pain, the raging fever, the dramatic collapse. They get quiet signs, whispering signs, a loss of appetite, a tiny drop in weight, sleeping more, feeling off. And if we don't catch those whispers, they can become storms. What used to be dismissed as normal aging is now understood to sometimes mask underlying treatable conditions. Mild forgetfulness can be an early signal of cognitive decline or depression. Fatigue could mean heart problems, anemia, or poor sleep quality due to medications. Appetite loss might indicate thyroid issues, undiagnosed infections, or even cancer. And most importantly, these issues are far more manageable when caught early. The danger of normalizing discomfort. There's a generation, your generation, who grew up tough. You worked through pain. You pushed through when things were hard. Complaining wasn't your style. You were raised to endure. But in later life, this very strength can become a quiet risk, because the small discomforts you're tolerating might be signs of something bigger, and doctors can't help with what they don't know about. Here's a simple truth. It's not weakness to notice changes. It's wisdom, what to watch for. Common, subtle signs. Doctors encourage people over 70 to stop ignoring these common but underreported symptoms. Unexplained fatigue, appetite changes, or sudden weight loss changes in mood or energy, feeling flat or off. Increased forgetfulness or disorientation. Balance issues or more frequent stumbling. Changes in bathroom habits. Persistent coughs, hoarseness, or difficulty swallowing. New skin changes or unusual bruising. These signs don't always mean something serious, but they should never be shrugged off. What to do instead? Tune in, not out. So what's the better path? It starts with a shift in mindset. Instead of brushing symptoms off as just aging, start treating your body like an old friend you're learning to listen to again. Here are 4 gentle steps doctors recommend. Keep a simple health journal. jotty. Down small things: appetite changes, sleep patterns, pain levels, energy. Over time, patterns emerge, and patterns matter. Build a relationship with one trusted doctor, not just for emergencies, for conversations, for preventative care. A familiar doctor can better detect changes. Involve someone close. Whether it's a child, sibling, or neighbor, tell someone when something doesn't feel right. Let someone look out for you. Don't self-diagnose or delay. The internet can't feel your pulse. Your best bet is always a real conversation with a real physician. Listening is an act of self-respect. At 70, you've earned the right to rest more, to move slower, to say no to things that exhaust you. But don't say no to yourself. Don't ignore the signals of your own body. Don't assume that decline is inevitable. Sometimes a simple blood test or medication adjustment can return the color to your days. Remember this: your body is not betraying you. It is speaking to you, softly, kindly, asking for your attention. Pay attention. That's not fear. That's love. 2. Stop isolating yourself. Loneliness is not the absence of people, but the absence of connection. Silence is not always peaceful. At the age of 70 and beyond, we begin to enter a quieter season of life. Children are grown. Friends become fewer. The daily rhythm of meetings, travels, and workplace conversations fades into memory. At first, this silence may feel comforting, a long-deserved rest after years of responsibility. But without care, that silence can slowly become something else: isolation. Isolation doesn't always look like loneliness. Older adults may appear to live normally. They still cook, go shopping, and read the news. But what doctors worry about is not the visible routine. It's the emotional and social disconnection underneath. Isolation happens when a person no longer has deep or regular conversations, hesitates to reach out for help fearing they might be a burden, feels they have no real role in others' lives, has no one close to confide in when tired, afraid, or vulnerable. This isn't quite the same as being lonely. It's quieter, longer, more dangerous. The real health risks of isolation. Numerous medical studies have shown that social isolation can be just as harmful as smoking, obesity, or physical inactivity. The physical and emotional consequences are serious increased risk of depression and anxiety, faster cognitive decline, and higher risk of dementia. Negative effects on blood pressure, immune function, and sleep. Higher mortality risk due to loss of will or emotional resilience. The human nervous system is designed for connection. When connection is lost, the body perceives threat, producing stress hormones, weakening immunity, and gradually disrupting balance. Why are older adults more prone to it? No one chooses to be isolated, but it still happens, quietly and slowly, like autumn leaves falling one by one. Here are some of the most common causes. Fear of being a burden. Many elders avoid calling, visiting, or asking for help out of concern that they might be in the way. Insecurity about age or illness. When the body no longer feels strong, some choose to stay home, avoiding social settings out of fear of pity or comparison. Loss of close friends and family. At 70, many have already lost a spouse, siblings, or lifelong friends, their old network of connection. Difficulty adapting to modern technology. While the world connects through messaging, video calls, and social media, many seniors lack the skills or comfort to use these tools, making the distance grow. What doctors recommend: you don't need to force yourself into busy gatherings or loud crowds. The solution isn't noise, it's meaningful human connection. Here are some gentle suggestions doctors often give to older patients. Keep contact consistent, even if brief. You don't need long daily conversations. Just a few people with whom you stay connected regularly can make a big difference. Send a message, make a quick call, invite someone for tea. Frequency matters more than length. Join a local group, class, or community activity. Most neighborhoods offer small senior clubs, exercise groups, or community classes. Even occasional outings provide valuable human interaction, especially with others from your generation. Use technology if you can, and ask for help learning it. Smartphones may feel intimidating at first, but with some patient help, Many elders learn to use video calls, send pictures, or receive updates from grandchildren. Technology can bridge emotional distance if gently introduced. Reframe the idea of asking for help. Most children or relatives are not bothered by your calls, they just don't know when you need them. Reaching out is not weakness. It's giving people a chance to care for you, to stay close. Connection is not intrusion, it's invitation. Self-isolation is forgetting that you too deserve to be part of life. You've lived for others, raised children, worked hard, supported your family. Now you also deserve to be surrounded by warmth and human presence. Don't wait for others to notice. Don't wait until the sadness comes to reach out. Be proactive, like you once were in your younger days, because love and companionship are not just for the young. Connection is not a luxury of youth, it is the lifeline of aging. Dr. Helen Rowe, geriatric specialist, New York 3. Stop over-medicating without review. It's not just what you take, but what you no longer need to take, that can save your life. The medicine cabinet tells a quiet story. Open the drawer of almost any person over 70, and you'll likely find a small collection of pills, some for blood pressure, a few for sleep, others for pain, for the heart, maybe even digestion, memory, or mood. These pills often arrive one by one, year by year, each prescribed with care, each serving a purpose at some point. But what most people forget is this: bodies change, conditions change, and medications must change too. Why over-medication is a hidden danger. As we age, the body becomes more sensitive, especially the liver, kidneys, and nervous system. The same dose that was helpful at 55 can be harmful at 75. Over-medication doesn't always mean too many pills. It can also mean taking medications that are no longer necessary, using drugs that interact poorly with each other, continuing prescriptions without regular review, relying on medication when lifestyle changes could be safer. What can happen when medication goes unchecked? Doctors call it polypharmacy. When a patient takes 5 or more drugs regularly, it's extremely common in seniors and can lead to fatigue and drowsiness, falls and fractures, confusion, dizziness or memory issues, digestive problems, heart rhythm changes, weakened kidneys or liver. Some patients begin taking new medications to treat the side effects of old ones, starting a chain reaction that slowly burdens the body. What starts as help can, without review, become hidden harm. Why it often goes unnoticed. There are many reasons older adults continue taking medications that may no longer serve them. Habit. Once a pill becomes routine, it's easy to keep going without question. Trust. People assume if it was once prescribed, it must still be safe. Lack of review. In rushed appointments, doctors may not have time to reevaluate everything. Fear. Many believe stopping a pill is risky, even if the condition has improved. Multiple doctors. One specialist may not know what another has prescribed. Doctors recommend regular medication reviews. Most geriatric doctors now urge older patients to reevaluate their medications once or twice a year, especially when a new symptom appears: fatigue, dizziness, falls. A new doctor becomes involved, a hospital stay occurs. Condition has stabilized or improved. Medication that was helpful 10 years ago may now be too strong or no longer needed at all. Even over-the-counter supplements, herbal remedies, or vitamins should be included in these reviews. Many can interact with prescriptions in surprising ways. Simple steps to protect your health. If you are over 70 or caring for someone who is, here's how to begin. Keep an up-to-date medication list. Include all pills, not just prescriptions, vitamins, herbs, supplements, occasional painkillers. Bring this list to every appointment. Ask your doctor, do I still need all of these? This simple question opens the door for a conversation. Many physicians appreciate it and often discover something that can be adjusted or stopped. Watch for warning signs. New drowsiness, unsteadiness, confusion, or digestive issues may signal that a medication is no longer working as intended. Never stop a medication without supervision. Even if you suspect a pill is causing trouble, do not stop it on your own. Some require careful tapering. Always consult your doctor. less can be more, especially with medication. The goal of good medical care in later life is not to add more and more. It's to refine, to simplify, to focus only on what truly helps. Your body deserves clarity, not clutter. It deserves support, not strain. And most of all, it deserves care that changes with time, just like you have. Aging isn't just about adding years, it's about learning what to let go of. Dr. Samuel Kwan, geriatric pharmacologist, Toronto. 4. To stop ignoring physical movement. You don't stop moving because you grow old. You grow old because you stop moving. Anonymous movement is not just exercise, it's life. At 70 and beyond, we often hear this advice. Take it easy. Sit and rest. Don't strain yourself. And while rest is important, stillness, prolonged and passive, can quietly harm the very body it's trying to protect. Our bodies were never designed for long hours of sitting, lying down, or staying. Still, muscles weaken, bones thin, balance fades, and most of all, the mind loses energy. You don't need to run marathons. You don't even need to go to the gym, but you do need to move gently, regularly, and with intention. What happens when you stop moving? As doctors often say, motion is medicine, especially for older adults. Without it, a silent chain of decline begins. Muscle loss, sarcopenia, weakens strength and posture. Joint stiffness reduces flexibility and causes pain. Poor circulation affects heart health and increases clot risk. Balance problems increase fall risk, which can be devastating at this age. Mood drops as the body signals fatigue to the brain. Cognitive sharpness dulls. As blood flow to the brain decreases over time, even the most independent person may start needing help, not because of illness, but because the body slowly forgot how to carry itself. Why many older adults avoid movement? It's not just laziness, it's fear, uncertainty, and habit. Many seniors stop moving because they fear falling or getting hurt. They're unsure which exercises are safe. They've lost motivation or feel it's too late to start. They associate exercise only with youth or sports. They've developed pain, arthritis, or other chronic conditions. But here's the truth. The less you move, the more likely pain and fear will grow. Movement, when done gently and correctly, relieves pain. It restores confidence. It brings life back into the body. What? Doctors recommend. Medical experts today agree that some form of physical movement is essential for healthy aging, even in the presence of chronic conditions. The key is personalization and consistency, not intensity. Gentle daily activity is better than occasional hard effort. A 10-minute walk every day is more helpful than a 1-hour walk once a week. Think frequency over force. Combine 3 elements: strength, balance, and flexibility. Strength, light weights, resistance bands, or even bodyweight exercises. Balance, standing on one leg, heel-to-toe walking, or Tai Chi. Flexibility, stretching, yoga, or simple morning routines. Use movement to improve function, not just fitness. Can you get up from a chair without using your hands? Can you put on socks while standing? These are simple benchmarks doctors use to assess mobility and independence. Don't wait for energy. Create it through motion. Energy doesn't precede movement. Movement creates energy. Even light stretching can wake up circulation, mind, and mood. Small movements, big benefits. You don't have to exercise, just take the stairs instead of the elevator. Walk around the house every hour. Do gentle stretches before bed. Practice standing from a chair slowly. With control, join a local Tai Chi, yoga, or walking group. Many are designed for elders. Every little movement signals to your body. I am alive. I am still here. I am still growing. A still body creates a still spirit. In the end, movement isn't just for the body. It keeps the mind sharper, the heart lighter, and the soul more connected to the rhythm of life. So move, not to impress, not to compete, but to remain engaged with the world, to open the window, to water a plant, to stretch your arms with the morning light. The body is not asking for perfection, it's asking to be remembered. Stop holding on to emotional weight. You cannot heal by carrying what was meant to be released. The heaviest burdens are often invisible. By 70, the body has weathered its share of storms, But it is not always the physical pain that tires us the most. Sometimes it is what we carry inside. Old regrets, unresolved grief, unspoken resentment, or a lingering sadness we never fully named. This is the weight no scan can detect, the kind that rests quietly behind the smile, the kind that surfaces late at night or when we're alone with our thoughts. Doctors call it emotional burden, but for those who live with it, it simply feels like a quiet ache that never leaves. Emotional weight affects physical health. It's tempting to separate mind and body, but science no longer does. Studies have shown that long-held emotional stress can increase inflammation in the body, disrupt sleep and digestion, raise blood pressure and heart rate, suppress immune function, accelerate memory, loss and cognitive decline, weaken the body's response to treatment and healing emotions. When ignored or bottled up, don't disappear. They settle into the body, softly, slowly, and over time, they begin to shape how we feel, think, and age. What emotional weight often looks like in the elderly, it often goes unnoticed, mistaken for quietness, tiredness, or just getting old. But look closer, and you might find a widow who still talks to a husband long gone, unable to let go a father who never forgave himself for a broken relationship, a mother who still holds hurt from things her children never understood, a person who feels forgotten, unneeded, or quietly resentful toward life. This isn't weakness. It's the cost of loving, of living deeply, of enduring without always healing. Letting go is not forgetting. It is freeing. Doctors and many wise elders now recognize that emotional release is part of aging well. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It's about finding ways to lighten what no longer needs to be carried. That includes regret over the past guilt for what couldn't be done differently, resentment toward others or ourselves, fear about what's next, shame for needing help, slowing down, or being alone. These emotions are human, but they are not meant to be permanent homes. What doctors and therapists suggest, letting go is not a single moment, it's a practice, a quiet, kind, and patient process. Here are some approaches that truly help. Talk about it, gently, honestly, and with someone you trust. Sometimes, speaking out loud softens what's been hard for years. This could be with a therapist, a spiritual guide, a friend, or even through writing. Practice forgiveness, especially toward yourself. You did what you could with what you knew. You don't need to carry old judgments into every tomorrow. Self-forgiveness is not forgetting. It is choosing peace over punishment. Allow yourself to grieve without shame. Whether it's the loss of people, strength, purpose, or time, grief is not weakness. Let the tears come. Let the silence hold you. Let your heart exhale. Release the need to be the strong one. Even if you've always been the one others leaned on, now is your time to rest, to be cared for, to be understood, to be vulnerable without apology. The heart ages best when it is light. You've carried so much, memories, responsibilities, losses, dreams, family, but you are allowed to put some things down now. Let go of what no longer serves your soul. Let in softness, kindness, forgiveness. Let yourself be held, not just by others, but by your own compassion. You've done enough. You've been enough. You are enough. Dr. Clara Jensen, psychogeriatrician, Oslo A. Closing reflection. The path to long life isn't only paved with medicine, food, or habits. It's also paved with peace of mind, emotional release, and the freedom to live the remaining years lightly and meaningfully. Let your final chapters be gentle. Let your days be filled not just with time, but with ease, clarity, and love. 5 things doctors urge people over 70 to stop doing to live longer and better. Aging gracefully is not about holding on to everything, but knowing what to let go of. The gentle art of letting go at a certain point in life, somewhere around 70, the rules of living well begin to shift. What once helped you thrive in your 40s may now wear you down. What used to be overlooked, like sleep, emotions, or stillness, suddenly holds the key to your strength. Doctors who work with the elderly every day see a quiet truth unfold. Living longer isn't always about doing more. It's often about doing Less, but doing it wisely. There are habits that served you once, but now quietly work against your health. There are routines that brought comfort, but now steal your strength. And there are emotions you've carried for decades that no longer belong to this season of your life. This is not about stopping life. It's about clearing the path so that life can move more freely, more lightly, more meaningfully. Below are 5 things doctors consistently recommend that people over 70 stop doing, not to limit your days, but to extend and enrich them. Stop skipping medical checkups. Health is not just the absence of illness. It is the quiet rhythm of things working well together. Many seniors avoid medical visits for reasons that are deeply human. I feel fine. I don't want to hear bad news. I'm too old to change anything now. I don't want to be a burden. But here's what doctors see: conditions that could have been caught earlier. Silent diseases, like high blood pressure, kidney issues, or cancers, that gave no signal until they were too far along. Preventable hospitalizations that steal months or even years. Regular checkups, even if brief, serve as quiet guardians of longevity. They offer early detection of treatable issues, adjustments to medications that may no longer suit your aging body, prevention strategies tailored to your specific risks, emotional reassurance that you're being cared for, seen, and valued. Health is not something to fear or avoid. It is something to check in on, like a garden that needs pruning, not because it's dying, but because it's still growing. Stop isolating yourself. We are not meant to disappear quietly into our own silence. Loneliness is one of the most dangerous conditions a senior can face, and yet it's the least talked about. Doctors are now treating not just physical symptoms, but the deep effects of social withdrawal, depression, memory decline, heart disease, weakened immunity, even early death. You don't need a crowd, you just need connection. Whether it's talking with a neighbor, calling an old friend, joining a gentle walking group, or attending a local community event, these moments of connection are medicine. Your presence still matters. Your stories still carry weight. And even if the world seems vast and unfamiliar, your warmth is still needed in it. Stop over-medicating without review. It's not just what you take, but what you no longer need to take that can save your life. Over-medication is one of the most common and overlooked threats in elderly care. Many over 70s take multiple prescriptions, often from different doctors and often unchanged for years. But the aging body processes medication differently. What helped at 60 may now harm at 75. Doctors urge seniors to review all medications regularly, especially after hospital stays or new diagnoses. Watch for signs of over-medication. Fatigue, confusion, dizziness, digestive issues. Ask doctors frankly, do I still need this? Include supplements and over-the-counter pills in every review. You deserve a medication plan that reflects where your body is now, not where it used to be. Let your treatment grow old with you, not out of habit, but out of wisdom. Stop ignoring physical movement. You don't stop moving because you grow old. You grow old because you stop moving. Movement is not just for the young. It's the key to staying upright, independent, and alive, no matter your age, and it doesn't have to be difficult. A short daily walk. Simple stretches in the morning. Chair. Exercises Tai Chi in the park. Standing without holding onto the arms of the chair. Raising your arms with the morning sun. Doctors no longer recommend taking it easy as the body ages. They recommend staying active, but gently, safely, and regularly. Why? Because without movement, the body weakens fast. Balance declines, muscle mass disappears, bones lose density, and the will to move fades. Even just 10-15 minutes a day can bring back energy, mobility, and confidence. Your body wants to move, it just needs permission. Stop holding on to emotional weight. You cannot heal by carrying what was meant to be released. Emotional burden is the quietest weight we carry. Regret, grief, anger, guilt, fear, loneliness. And for many seniors, a feeling of no longer being needed or understood. But holding on to these emotions only deepens physical stress, weakens the immune system, and dims the light of each remaining day. Letting go is not about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself. Speak to someone. Forgive what needs forgiving. Accept the imperfect past. Let yourself feel sadness when it comes, and let it leave when it's ready. Welcome peace where conflict once lived. Doctors now know that mental and emotional wellness is just as important as physical health, and in many cases, more so. You are allowed to feel light again. You are allowed to choose peace. You are allowed to breathe differently in this chapter of life. Longevity is wisdom in action. Living to 70 is not just about surviving. It's a privilege, but living well. After 70 takes intention. It's not about chasing youth. It's about honoring the stage you're in while releasing what no longer serves your mind, body, or soul. So stop what weighs you down and start clearing space for clarity, for ease, for life itself. At 70, we don't need more things to carry, we need space to fly.